seriously need to change how we talk about box office, because every day I get on Twitter, I see another silly argument that just proves people have no idea or understanding how it all works. Like, at all. For starters, it's not a measure of subjective quality. Just because your favorite movie makes $1 billion or more does not mean it deserves the Best Picture nomination at the Oscars. Box office is not a measure of subjective quality, it's a measure of popularity. So in reality, you're arguing that the most popular movies, the ones that sell the most tickets, are the ones that should be deemed the best pictures of the year. If that were the case, and it was all just about selling tickets, then the Michael Bay Transformers movies and the entire Fast and Furious franchise would have multiple Best Picture nominations and wins. You see how silly that sounds? Box office also isn't a scoreboard. Bragging about how much money your favorite film made as opposed to somebody else's is like bragging about your best friend having a better house than you do. It's not your money, and it's not your house. And you look like a complete moron trying to pass off somebody else's success as your own. But in this case, it's worse, because it was your money until you decided to give it to the studio and make their bank account even fatter. So really, you're bragging about how spending your money made an already rich person even richer, and they don't even know or care that you exist, let alone share any of that money with you. See how pathetic that sounds? Furthermore, box office means way less today than it used to, thanks to the streaming age. In the traditional theatrical release model, studios had 90 days to get as many people as possible to buy tickets and watch their movies as many times as they could to make all the money back that they just spent to make it. And a lot of times, if that opening weekend was bad, they wouldn't even get 30 days, because the movie would bomb and be out of theaters before they knew it. But now, since every studio has a streaming app, it's way more reliable to get millions of people to subscribe to it and get them on the hook for anywhere between $7 to $20 a month. And for most studios, that's pure profit that they don't have to share with a movie theater chain that's taking a cut of the money just so they can show the movies on their screens 10 to 15 times a day. This is also why those 90-day theatrical release windows are now 45-day theatrical release windows, because as soon as that movie is done in theaters, it goes straight to the streaming app, where millions can watch it as part of a library that is deducting an average of $11.15 out of their bank account or credit card every single month. By the way, if you're wondering how I came up with that number, that's HBO Max's last reported ARPU, which stands for Average Revenue Per User, a number that the studios use to measure how much they're making on average from each app subscriber. So seriously, imagine that you're a studio executive for Warner Brothers or Disney. If you spent millions of dollars on a movie, what would you rather do to get your money back? Would you rather roll the dice on a theatrical release window and hope that enough people buy movie tickets opening weekend and beyond? Or would you rather put the movie on your streaming app, take their financial information through a subscription, and get a consistent cash flow from them every month as long as they forget it's coming off of their credit or debit card? Because let's be honest, people forget all the time. In very basic terms, it's the difference between getting a one-time payment and getting paid on a regular basis. You'd rather get paid on a regular basis, wouldn't you? Well, so would the studios, which is why after the pandemic shut everything down for most of 2020, they started testing other ideas on how to release their movies through their streaming apps. Disney tried getting everyone to pay $30 for Premiere Access, Paramount went to the 45-day release window early, and Warner Brothers put all of their 2021 movies on HBO Max and in theaters at the same time. Yeah, not everyone was happy about it, and it really angered the theater chains. But the studios know where their bread is buttered now. And it's not in theaters, it's on TV screens and mobile devices. That's the way of the world now. So for the sake of the box office discussion in general, please try to remember these things as a fan, because way too many people are having incredibly irresponsible discussions about box office in general. And that's enough to just bring down your whole day. Which, if we're thinking about it, is probably just the slogan for Twitter and social media as a whole.